and welcome to Mother Healing. So in this series we're connecting with our mother, whether she's still alive or passed over, and we're connecting with Mother Mary, the Archangels, Mother Earth. We're connecting with all the female feminine energy to bring in power. So we're going to start today with the messages of grace. So thank you, angels. What do we need to know? So the message today is beautiful. It says, life is a miracle. And, I know that some of these messages will be repeating because the angels give us parrot guidance on this journey. So it goes in here. It's a bit like Marty McFly, is anyone home? So sometimes we hear the message, but we're not ready to receive the message, or we don't take it in. So when the angels repeat, we do become aware of what we need to know. So miracles occur all the time. They are happening right now because life itself is a miracle. If you choose to see it that way, you are a miracle. So again, I feel that, your mum is coming through here. My mum, your physical mother, whether she's living or past, to say you are a miracle. You were my miracle then when you were born. You're my miracle now. And you continue to be a miracle throughout your life. And your life itself is a miracle. The fact that you are here right now is a miracle. There's so many souls queuing up to come down to the earth plane to learn and grow. And you fought for this body and this life. So enjoy it and embrace it. Open your heart and your eyes to all the beauty within you and around you. Even if it's just one thing today that warms your heart or makes you smile. Then an ordinary day can become extraordinary and everything you do has more meaning. Isn't that beautiful? So another message about miracles flowing in. So I'm going to see what questions we're going to do today. And when I'm looking into my bag, there's not that many left. So, and they guide me to however many to do on the day. And there's not many Mother Mary cards left now either. And we're going to pull a card from the bag of tricks down here. So what do we need to know? So today the homework or the questions to work through with your mother are these. So we've got, is there anything you wish we could do or anywhere you wish we could go? Tell me about it and why. So, if your mum is still alive, maybe there's things you want to do together. Things you'd like to do, places you'd like to go. If your mum's passed over, talk to her about the things you wish you could do. And the places you wish you could go, because if you go there, you're going to take her with you in spirit. And that's very powerful. So where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Really resonates with the other day when we spoke about the bucket list. And as a child, who did you see as a role model and why? Who did you see as a child, as a teenager, and as a young adult and now? So what your mum is saying to you is, who was your role model when you were growing up? When you were a child, when you were a teenager, when you were a young adult, and who's your role model now? It may have changed. Now, this really resonates with me because, as a young girl, my idol was Madonna. I wanted to be like Madonna. I used to dress up like her. I had her on my walls, listen to all the music. I used to roller skate around the patio to the True Blue album. And I just loved Madonna. And think about Madonna, whether you love her or hate her, she's a very successful person. She persevered. She's a fighter. She's a warrior. And again, love her or hate her. This isn't for you guys to come at me and say things about Madonna. This is to say, yes, you can't deny it. Whether you love her or hate her, she has had a successful life. So she was kind of my role model when I was a child. And then, as I went through my rebellious teenage years, the person that I really looked up to then was Brian. Well, I didn't look up to him, but I always used to think, what would Brian do? Okay, Brian Harvey from E17. And, I certainly didn't look up to him. I mean, he fell off the rails for one. But I used to think, what would Brian do? He wouldn't care. He wouldn't take anything personally. He'd just do what he wants to do. And I love E17 to this day, and I am going to go and see them at Christmas time. Me and George are going to go and see them, and I know that the original band members aren't in there. I think there's only one left, but it's still the same music. And, if any of you guys love E17, like It's All Right and, Deep Down and those type of songs, you'll know what I mean. But, I used to think, what would he do? And then how things have progressed. So in other words, now my role model can be sometimes Jesus. And I think, what would Jesus do in this situation? Or my own mother. And I think, what would my mum do? Because in my eyes, she's a warrior. And yes, we had bad times as well as good times. I haven't kind of put rose-coloured glasses on now that she's dead. I'm not kind of seeing her as someone she's not or someone she wasn't. But I see the light within. And she was a warrior to achieve the things she did in a lifetime and to fight through everything. And her light shone through. So sometimes I think, what would my mum do? Other times I can think about other people, what would they do? And it's just amazing when we think back to the people we did look up to then as a child and a teenager, and who we may look up to now. Because now we may look up to more spiritual beings or people of light. It's very powerful. So your mum is saying, tell me about the people you look up to, why, who you saw as a role model, why, and how that's changed. And if there's anything we could do, what would you want to do? So Mother Mary is saying to you today, caring, says heaven cares for you. So keep your heart open to caring about yourself, others, and the world. So this is a caring energy. So your mother cares about you, cares about what you're doing, how you feel, the things that you did as a child, the places you want to go, the people you look up to. And I'm really feeling this as the way we now look up to people who care, people who operate in love, not people who seem to be uncaring or badass, like Brian Harvey. But this is very much about thinking about love and power and compassion. So when we operate in those energies, we bring more love into our life. And we've got unplug. So sometimes the way we care for ourselves or the way we care for others is to unplug from, the physical world. Turn off our phone, go in nature, maybe go to the ocean for a day, or even go on holiday or a vacation to chill out. It says recharge your batteries by unplugging from the digital world. Connect with yourself by disconnecting from distractions such as other people's to-do lists. Take a stroll. The best way to generate fresh and innovative ideas is to balance the virtual and natural worlds. The birds and the trees have just as much to teach you as the internet. Isn't that beautiful? So again, this is about how sometimes the people we look up to change as we go through our life, and how the things we do change. We may stop going night clubbing and start going in nature because we change, our vibration shifts and changes, the people we want around us change, the type of words people use. I can't really tolerate swearing. That's why on the channel, if anyone swears, it goes in the spam file. I don't swear when I'm channeling angels. When we're channeling the higher realms, why would we swear? Heavenly beings don't bring in, those kind of words. So when we think about that in our physical world, we cut that out. Now, sometimes it's just natural. We all have an ego, we all swear, we cuss, but we cut it out, and we don't like to be around that energy. And I've spoke about this before, I watched something on Netflix, Tony Robbins was speaking, and within a couple of minutes I had to turn it off because there was just too much effing going on for my liking, and I just can't tolerate that energy. I find it very low vibration. And yes, sometimes I'm human. My friends know this. I do swear, when I'm in my human body, when I'm operating, I'm in my human body now. But when I'm, not channeling messages, I do swear, but I can't tolerate a lot of it. It's very low vibrational to me. And we can't help it sometimes, but we can choose to disconnect from that, those things, or, things that bring in harsh energy, like consistently watching the news and being in that energy. My mum used to say to me, you have to know what's going on, Liz. You have to be plugged in. You have to be tuned in. You have to know what's going on in the world. And yes, fair enough, but I didn't have to make that a part of my world. As long as I knew what was going on in Lizland, I was okay with that. And anything else would find me if it needed to. So unplug from the things that knock you down, because that's caring for yourself. And when you care for yourself, you have more to give to others, more caring energy to give to others. But it's really interesting now, the people you may have looked up to as role models in the past, as a child, as a teenager, even a young adult, may have changed dramatically with who you look up to now. People who are operating in a higher place, people who are, high vibrational beings, people like Ralph Smart or, Robert Zink, connecting with those beings because they are higher vibrational. So I find I'm more drawn to those people than, people that may be badass and swearing all the time. But do let me know in the comments section how this resonates with you. But remember, it's also a very personal message between you and your mom to think about who you saw as a role model then, who you saw as a role model now, and if there's anything you wish you could do together, what would it be? I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.